Hi, visual arts students. Today we're going to look at something called symmetry in the face. So humans have what we call bilateral symmetry, meaning that if you drew a line from top to bottom of the chin, you should get something that's basically symmetrical, the same on both sides. So going right from the top to the bottom, the eyes will be about the same and the nose should be the same on both sides. And depending on the expression, you can get small little differences. Some people might have a dimple on one side where they don't have it on the other, or some people might have a cricket nose on one side more than the other. But we're just going to train our eyes to look at symmetry by looking at one half of the face and then just deciding how we would draw in the rest of the face based upon our reference to one side of the face, and then see how close you've got it. So you want to make sure that you've got it right down the center of the nose. That's usually a pretty good angle to get when you're cutting your reference picture out of a magazine or maybe even a newspaper, or you could just print a picture off the internet. But then you're going to want to cut the face in half, like I've done with this box here, just to kind of simulate cutting it in half. And then you're going to take a pencil or a marker or a pen and just draw in the rest of the face, keeping careful attention to the detail. So here's one here that was done, not quite finished. It would be nice to finish it off and finish off the clothing and the person's shoulders, since you can see it in the reference picture here. But this is quite well done, and a little bit of a challenge too, since the face is a bit tilted one way. And so you have to be really careful when you're cutting that you'd be cutting on a little bit of an angle, so you do get a whole side of the face there. It's quite nice the way this person imagined where the ear would be, and they got the placement fairly correctly. And the fact that you would maybe be able to see the ear from that angle. Here's another one, is a little bit of a challenge with teeth. You'd have to be aware of how many teeth a person actually had. So this one is looking like maybe a few too many teeth. And you can kind of see that the eyes may be a little bit bigger, although they really tried to get the anatomy of this person's eye done quite well. So the way that they have a little fold under the eyelid is pretty bang on there. The ear's also a little bit larger, so these are things you're going to want to watch when you're doing your sketch. Split it right down the side, and without looking at the other half, see what you come up with. Now here's another one. That's a fairly challenging face with some wrinkles on the eye and kind of a high forehead. And this was a pretty good job. Again, I think you should finish it off and put the sweater in, since you can see it in the reference picture. I think that would make it a more interesting picture. And you can feel free to also use pencil crayons and do this in color if you want to. So I think they've done a fairly good job with symmetry in this picture. Maybe the eyes are a little too close together, but that's being nitpicky. I think it was a pretty good job here. So kind of interesting the way this person did the hair. The ear is pretty good. Their hair is quite wild, especially more so on one side than there is on the other. But anyways, that's your assignment. Find a picture and cut it in half and see how well you do drawing in the other half of the face.